County judge is calling for a greater emphasis on mental health in recovery courts.
Following a dramatic rise in overdose deaths, Judge Lila-Statom wants to expand treatment options for nonviolent drug offenders. News 12's Chris Ewan joins us now live in the studio with the details. Chris.
In the last 5 years, overdose-related deaths have nearly doubled in Tennessee. And Hamilton County ranks 4th in the state for overdoses. But some argue that something can be done about it. Last year, Hamilton County recorded 139 overdose-related deaths. 94 of those deaths involved fentanyl, a synthetic opioid which can be lethal in a dose as small as 2 milligrams.
I think a lot of people will say, well, fentanyl always goes with heroin, so heroin addicts are likely to maybe experience overdose and possibly loss of life. But we're watching things like fentanyl kind of find their way into other drugs that were not normally associated.
In response to what she described as a crisis of humanity, Judge Lila-Statom is placing a greater emphasis on mental health in recovery courts.
Myself and Judge McVeigh, who are over the recovery courts, work hard to try to get these individuals into treatment and get them out of the system.
In recovery court, nonviolent drug offenders receive treatment under supervision of the law. While the rise in overdose deaths might be a new phenomenon, addiction isn't. And here at Chattanooga Recovery Center, Bill Brown believes that awareness is key.
This is deadly, and it can happen at any time. And if we look at it through that lens, and it can happen with any person, then the conversation needs to be now, and it needs to be honest, and it can just be, hey, I'm really worried about you. I think we need to talk about this.
In a press release, Judge Statom acknowledged the rise in overdose-related deaths as one of the worst and most overlooked elements of the pandemic. Live in the studio, Chris Ewan, News 12 Now.